Harley-Davidson is facing one of the worst periods in its history. Its sales are dropping fast, riders are angry, and its once strong image is falling apart. After staying quiet for months, Harley's CEO, Jochen Zeitz, finally spoke up. He gave a statement that seemed like it was trying to calm things down, but many people are asking if it's too little, too late. Harley used to be a symbol of freedom and rebellion, but now it seems to be drifting away from its roots, and that's upsetting the people who once loved the brand the most. Zeitz's statement tried to fix things. He said Harley would move away from controversial diversity and inclusion policies and focus again on its core values, classic motorcycle culture. He promised to listen to the community and make Harley the most desirable motorcycle brand in the world again. The message ended with the phrase, "United we ride." But for many loyal riders, this wasn't enough. The damage was already done, and the things they were upset about hadn't really changed. Harley had already started shifting focus to electric motorcycles and corporate sustainability goals. Many riders felt the brand was being reshaped to please investors rather than the people who actually ride the bikes. The response from the CEO felt like a PR move, not a real change of direction. As Harley's stock dropped, the message seemed more like a way to stop investors from panicking than a way to rebuild trust with the community. Even after the CEO's statement, angry customers didn't calm down. On social media, many riders continued calling for a boycott. Some swore they'd never buy a Harley again unless the company went back to its roots. The protests moved offline too. Dealerships saw fewer customers, showrooms were empty, and longtime dealers had trouble selling bikes. Some even had to give huge discounts just to stay in business. The trust was broken. People felt like Harley's apology wasn't real. They noticed that Harley was still pushing electric bikes and still marketing itself in a way that didn't connect with bikers. So even hardcore Harley fans began looking elsewhere. Indian motorcycles was a popular alternative. Many riders said it kept the spirit of classic cruisers alive better than Harley did. Others turned to Honda and Yamaha for better prices and performance. Harley's financial health also took a big hit. Once considered a powerful American brand, Harley's stock lost value fast. Sales dropped sharply, earnings fell short of expectations, and U.S. market share shrank. This hurt more than just the company. Layoffs followed, dealerships closed, small towns that depended on Harley's factories suffered. Local shops that sold gear or served bikers saw fewer customers. Instead of fixing the situation, Harley kept pushing its electric bike strategy. Even though its live-wire electric motorcycle was a flop, the company continued investing in electric models. The goal was to attract younger, environmentally friendly riders, but that group didn't seem interested. Meanwhile, Harley's rivals, like Indian, Triumph, and Royal Enfield, were growing stronger. These brands stuck with their roots while still being modern and affordable. Harley, by contrast, seemed lost. At its core, Harley's biggest problem was losing its identity. It was never just about motorcycles. It was about a lifestyle. Riding a Harley used to mean freedom, rebellion, and being part of a brotherhood. But now riders feel Harley is acting more like a corporation than a cultural icon. The push for ESG goals and the focus on electric bikes made Harley feel cold and distant to its loyal base. The final blow for many fans was when Harley spun off LiveWire into a separate company. That signaled Harley's true priority: electric vehicles, not heritage. Riders felt like the soul of Harley was gone. They weren't just losing a brand, they were losing a part of their identity. While Harley was stumbling, Indian motorcycles stepped in strong. Indian mixed old-school designs with modern reliability. Backed by Polaris Industries since 2011, Indian stayed true to its cruiser heritage while improving performance. Models like the Indian Challenger, Scout, and Chief offered great power, comfort, and value. Riders loved it. Many former Harley owners switched to Indian. It looked and felt like what Harley used to be. Other companies benefited too. Triumph, Royal Enfield, and BMW grew their share of the market. Triumph's Bonneville series gave riders a retro look without the weight and price of a Harley. Royal Enfield offered stylish bikes like the Meteor 350 and Interceptor 650 at affordable prices. BMW, with models like the R18, gave riders a premium cruiser experience without the baggage of Harley's controversy. Even Japanese brands like Honda, Yamaha, and Kawasaki began taking over Harley's market. Honda's Goldwing and Rebel bikes provided better comfort and value. Kawasaki's Vulcan series and Yamaha's V-Max delivered performance without the high maintenance. These brands understood what riders wanted: quality bikes at fair prices, and they delivered, while Harley focused on trends that didn't match what its core customers cared about. One of Harley's biggest missteps was the live-wire electric motorcycle. It was supposed to show Harley's commitment to the future. Instead, it backfired badly. Riders didn't want an electric Harley. It lacked the rumble, feel, and personality that people associated with the brand. It was also very expensive, around $30,000, and it had poor range, long charge times, and wasn't suitable for long-distance rides. It failed both technically and emotionally. Then Harley made it worse by spinning off Livewire into its own company, sending a message that Harley cared more about trends than tradition. At the same time, Harley began outsourcing more of its manufacturing. Although many bikes are still assembled in the US, many parts, engines, transmissions, electronics, now come from overseas. That's a big deal for a company that once proudly claimed to be the last true American motorcycle maker. Riders felt betrayed, and factory closures led to job losses in small towns across America. This outsourcing also weakened Harley's image. Customers wanted American craftsmanship, not imported parts. Dealerships saw fewer people walk in the door, especially younger riders. Older riders who expected loyalty to American values turned to other brands. Some experts think that Harley could come back if it brings production back to the US, focuses on quality, and remembers the values that built its brand in the first place. Other brands are proving it's possible. Indian Motorcycles is a great example. It has grown by offering bikes that mix heritage and technology. Royal Enfield is also thriving by staying vintage in style. Harley-Davidson can do a lot better if it simply goes back to being what it used to be, an iconic motorcycle brand that truly understood its riders. Somewhere along the way, the company got distracted trying to impress investors and chase trends like electric bikes and corporate branding. But the people who love Harley aren't looking for futuristic gadgets. They're looking for that deep rumble, that classic look, and the feeling of freedom on the open road. First, Harley needs to make its bikes more affordable. Right now, a lot of younger riders just can't afford them. While brands like Honda and Royal Enfield are offering stylish, reliable bikes for a fraction of the cost, Harley's prices keep going up. If Harley wants to bring in new riders, it needs to offer solid entry-level models that still feel like a real Harley, but don't break the bank. Second, the company should bring manufacturing back to the US. A big part of Harley's appeal was always that it was made in America. Outsourcing parts overseas has hurt that image. Riders want to feel like they're supporting American jobs and American craftsmanship, not some faceless global supply chain. Third, Harley should keep its focus on what it does best: building bikes that look and feel powerful. That means improving reliability, offering more customization, and making sure that every bike rides like a dream. Riders care about performance, not just sleek ads and shiny electric prototypes. Electric bikes can still be part of Harley's future, but they shouldn't be the only future. The company should continue making gas-powered cruisers while slowly introducing electric options for those who want them. This way, they don't lose their loyal fan base while still adapting to the times. Finally, Harley needs to change how it talks to people. Instead of sounding like a corporate robot, it should speak the language of real riders. Stories about the road, the thrill of the ride, and the bond between bikers. That's what made Harley special in the first place. And if it can find that voice again, there's still hope for a strong comeback. Let us know in the comments, smash that like button, and make sure to subscribe so you never miss any videos. See you in the next video.